Warning, this video contains spoilers for Ninjago Season 10, March of the Oni. If you would not like to have a major plot point spoiled, then I suggest you click off the video until you have seen March of the Oni. Ninjago is no stranger to sad and heartfelt moments. In fact, it embraces them. Some examples would be Garmadon's sacrifice, Harumi's death, Lloyd vs. Garmadon, and even Zane's death, and those are all examples of the show's saddest moments. But these moments only work when they're done correctly. Cole's death in Season 10 is one of those moments that wanted to be sad and was intended to be sad, but was not due to poor execution. The key difference between Cole's death and other mentioned moments is that there's a sense of connection with the character in question. Sure, Cole's death was sad, but it wasn't heartfelt. Let's use Lloyd's fight with Garmadon in Season 8 as an example. After defeating Harumi and stopping the ceremony that could bring back Lord Garmadon, the ninjas celebrate. All except for Lloyd, of course. Lloyd is upset. Why? Because he formed a deep connection with Harumi, a connection he's never felt before. Harumi herself even pointed this out during her fight with Lloyd. He can't get over his emotions. Even though he's already said goodbye to his father, he misses him, an emotion that everyone feels and can relate to. He also loves Harumi, which is a first for Lloyd. He's never had a romantic connection with someone before, making it even harder on him when he discovers that she's evil and wants to bring back his father only to torment him. So when he sees his father return, more evil than ever, he does what any emotionally unstable person would do. Act irrationally. Despite being warned by the police chief that Garmadon isn't the same and that there's no good left in him, Lloyd insists on trying to turn him as he did before. He is so sure that he can turn his father good again. He abandons his friends, neglecting their warnings and advice. When he arrives to face his father, he acts only through his emotions, angry and not thinking clearly. This leads to a cloud in his judgment. He only sees, and only wants to see, Garmadon as the father he used to be, not as the purely evil man he is now. As the fight goes on, Lloyd continually tries to save Garmadon and turn him into the father he wants back so desperately. The same way he was by Harumi, Lloyd is called out by Garmadon for being a pawn to his own foolishness, showing again that he acts on his emotions rather than thinking things through. The fight reaches its head when Lloyd is thrown up against the wall. He realizes that Garmadon is much stronger than him, but instead of giving up, he runs back at Garmadon, ready for more. In his final struggle to save his father, he gets weaker and weaker, allowing Garmadon to more easily beat him. After being punched, kicked, and thrown around a bit more, Garmadon gets a hand on Lloyd, holding him in the air. Lloyd, still believing that the good side of his father is in Garmadon, states that Garmadon would not hurt him because he's his son, to which Garmadon replies, "I have no son," and launches Lloyd through multiple walls. Garmadon stands triumphant over Lloyd, showing that even the mighty green ninja can be overpowered. This scene ends with Lloyd crawling through the sand, barely alive, still holding the picture of his father, until the wind blows it away, symbolizing that the old Garmadon is gone. This scene works because we have empathy for Lloyd and understand the struggle he's going through. He's suffered a major defeat at the hands of the man he once loved and knew as his father, who is just now an empty shell of his former self. Now let's compare this scene to Cole's death in Season 10. A death in Season 10 was teased by Tommy Anderson and later confirmed by a character poster for Cole that stated, "One ninja will fall." In episode 97, appropriately titled The Fall, the ninja go to the NGTV building to save some survivors from the Oni attack. After helping all the citizens on board, Cole and Jay are climbing back up to the bounty on ladders, with Nia being given the all-clear to get them out of there. She moves the lever to ignite the engines forward, but accidentally sends them into reverse, which causes Cole to fall off his ladder and down to a lower point on the ladder. Jay calls out to his friend and tells him to hold on. Cole is dragged across the roof of a building with only his legs holding onto the ladder. Once Cole finally gets his grip on the ladder, it snaps, sending him falling down into the Oni mist, never to be seen again. As Nia engages the main thruster, Jay holds on to his ladder tightly, not wanting to fall into the mist like Cole. Kai immediately runs towards the ship's wheel and tries to turn it around to go back for his friend, but he is stopped by Zane. Nia doesn't know what has happened until Zane looks at her while comforting Kai. As the ninja fly away in the bounty, the Oni darkness grows larger, covering the entire screen in black. Why doesn't this death work? Well, it kind of does, but not in the way it should. The impact of Cole's death and the reactions the other characters have feel very real, similarly to how they felt when Zane died, from Nia placing all the blame on herself to Kai thinking irrationally and wanting to go back for his friend. The other ninja reacted in the same way other people would happen if this happened to them. And the overall scene was done incredibly well, from the music to the slow motion, but what ruined this death is that it was almost immediately undone, something that a lot of shows fall into a habit of doing. At the very end of this same episode, we are teased that Cole is still alive. This ruins the death because it takes away all of the emotion that we, the viewer, felt when watching that scene. It also makes the entire scene feel pointless because if the character is just going to come back in the next episode, why even fake their death? Most shows and movies hesitate to kill off a character and have them stay dead, which is a growing trend that I think needs to stop. There are two ways that Cole's death can be fixed and given meaning again. The first option is to have him stay dead. Now I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. Cole is the least developed of all the ninja, which means he could die and there would be really no change to the overall dynamic of the story. This would also help resolve the problem that Ninjago is having with there being too many main characters, which would allow for more time and development for other characters like Skylar or Pixel. The second option would be to cut the little tease out of episode 97. This would leave the viewer in suspense until the next episode to see if Cole is truly dead. It's a simple fix, and I think it would be the most realistic. I love Ninjago, and I want to see it continue, but I won't hesitate to point out little things like this. It just feels like a step down in quality. I understand that this is the first batch of episodes written by Braggy Shoot, and I give him credit for writing a great story otherwise. Cole's death was just one of the negatives. I look forward to seeing what Braggy has in store for the future of Ninjago, and I have faith that he'll tell a good story, just as the Hagmans did. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a like and subscribe if you're new. I'm trying this new video essay type format, so let me know if you guys want more. I post polls and video ideas over on my Instagram, which is linked in the description. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.